I'm Sarah.
I'm Dario.
And each episode will visit a new destination,
Bring you tips, share itineraries,
and tell you our wildest stories.
as we travel while POC.
And today, we are in Cairo, baby.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm excited for this one.
I know.
Yes.
What you packing?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what I'm not packing. I'm not packing all this electronic shit. we gonna get into it, but that is one thing I am not packing.
Fair.
Camera only, small microphone, leave it at the hotel most of the time.
Correct.
And small lens.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
And my phone and maybe a charger with it. That's it. Okay, cool. We're gonna get into it.
That's good. I'm packing a hat because you're going to need one.
Oh, that too. That
The
too.
sun is not playing.
It's-
And some diarrhea medication. We'll get into that
Oh
also.
my God, this is one.
This is one.
Goodness gracious, y'all ready to take off?
Let's take off.
Let's go. Yeah.
You're dancing wrong.
Emma, you gotta shake the hips a little bit
I
more.
mean, you're like hip thrusting, and that's not what this is about.
All black dudes know how to do. We good. We good.
That's not what we do here.
Yeah, you do a little hip thing. You
Yeah.
was throwing that hip. You was all on the boat throwing the hip.
Okay. You saw me.
I
you
saw
know what time it is.
I did see you.
It's not even like that.
Shit, it was like that time.
Sure was. Listen, when you get pulled up into that dance, you gotta.
You said you gotta let go.
You gotta go.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyway,
All right, well, y'all, we are in Cairo. Oh my God. Cairo is one of those countries that you can, if you are a U.S. citizen, you can travel to without a prior visa. But once you arrive, you will need a visa.
Yeah.
That you can buy on, like in the airport while you're there. There's once you go through customs, you get your bags, you will pay for a visa. So
Yes. Sorry for that little ding.
that's what you said. That's what he said. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, you do need
You do need a visa.
$25
$25.
USD. Hey, look, let me tell y'all.
$25 USD.
You know? No. You own one today. you own one. Y'all, this was my first stamp. Cairo was my first stamp in my passport.
Egypt,
that's right. Egypt was my first stamp. Man, honestly, I was.
It was a fresh passport.
Fresh
that
passport?
baby was blank.
Let's go.
No, it had Mexico in there.
It did. It had Mexico in there. But man, no, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it
No, it didn't. We went to. I might have had Bahamas, but that was in my old passport.
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, first stamp, like overall, because I didn't even get a stamp in the Bahamas. But my first stamp overall felt so good, man. It was dope. This is also a place that I have always wanted to go, y'all.
Yeah.
I have done so much research on Egypt.
Like a sickening amount of research.
Yes.
Like I am bored of the amount of information that he knows.
I love it.
We watched so many like Dario just likes to watch documentaries for fun. Okay. Especially like history documentaries for fun. And so the amount of Egypt documentaries that he would watch was sickening.
Yeah.
And not in a good way. Not like sickening, like nauseating.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, honestly, Egypt is one of the.
It was definitely one of the most fun trips. So this one, my mom went with us. She met us. The way we booked our flight was, we had a layover in Jordan.
Yep.
So my mom met us at the airport, and then she booked that second leg of the flight with us to Cairo.
Yep.
And so we literally didn't even leave the airport. We didn't get our bags or nothing. We just got off the plane, went through our transit area, and waited for our 45-minute flight to Cairo. And my mom just
45-minute flight, y'all. Y'all hear that? Man, now this is layered, right? So this was also the first time that I flew overseas.
Yeah.
And so, man, y'all.
How was that?
If you are book on my nose,
Wow.
I can see it.
They don't know us that well.
No, they don't. They
podcast just
don't.
yet.
They don't. I could see a reflection of something. However, so
you do have like exceptionally long nose hairs sometimes.
Now, first of all,
they like blend with your mustache. It's kind of
them bad boys trying to be a part of the mix. Anyway, I flew over all that water for the first time. Man, I was like, yo, this is crazy. I did sleep. You know what I mean? I slept, but like, I was so anxious to see the sight that when I flew and we were landing in Jordan. When I finally realized we getting close, and we about to land, we doing like the little circle, how all planes do. They circle around before they land. I'm like, bro, I'm in Jordan.
But do you remember the flight from Jordan to Cairo?
Oh, I'm gonna get to that, but I'm gonna get to that.
Because we talked about the flight to Jordan, so we don't have to talk about that.
But this is the moment, y'all. This is the moment that I talked about. If you jumping in right now, I was like thrown off by how many pinks and browns and beiges, that I saw from the sky. Like just knowing I'm in the Middle East like that. That felt so good. But then you're right. We got on the plane.
I was like, take the window seat. You're going to want to see this.
Y'all, first of all, 45 minutes, your boy was...
It goes by fast. Like, you barely take off. 15 minutes later, they're like, all right, we're getting ready to land. It goes by so quickly.
But you fly over the pyramids, you different. You immediately different when you fly over these pyramids and you just looking at them. Dang.
It's one of those smaller planes, by the way. It's like two seats. That's it. So like it's a fairly small plane.
Yeah.
And the airline that we flew is like the small airline in Jordan. So we have Royal Jordanian is the big airline, but the one that flies domestically or regionally.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Is called Royal Wings. Mm-hmm. And so that one is the smaller one that like you can fly to Aqaba from Amman, which also takes about like 30 minutes or something.
Yeah.
But
man, flying over
that's the flight we took.
Flying over them pyramids, y'all.
You see the Sphinx, you see the pyramids, all of it. It's crazy.
It's nuts.
And that's just think how big they are then.
Yeah,
you
right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so we landed. Mind you, we had booked our hotel before we went there. Mm-hmm. This was the one trip that I had zero planning done. My mom planned this trip.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I gave her the reins to plan this part. And we got to our hotel. We check in.
Well, wait a minute now. You skipping over.
No, I'm not. We go to our hotel, and the guy that's taking us to our hotel goes, "You don't want to stay here." And we're like, "Why?" And he goes, "This is like not a very reputable area to stay in." And we're like, "Not a reputable area? That's weird." And I told my mom, I was like, let's get an Uber. Like, I don't want to get in a cab. Let's get an Uber because they're going to try. Here's the thing about Egypt. Every person you meet is going to try and get money out of you. Yeah. And I am saying this as an Arab. Yeah. Like the state, not to get political, but the state in Egypt is almost dire. People are without jobs. It is very difficult time right now. So like go there with the understanding that they're going through it. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So like if they see people traveling or people that are tourists, they're going to try and get money out of you. So this guy was like, we drove all the way to the hotel and he was like, don't stay here. It's not a good area. My mom was like, we're going to trust him. I was like, just let us get into this hotel. Like, who cares? It's on the Nile. Like, it's a decent hotel. He was like, no, I'll take you somewhere else. And he took us to a hotel that he wanted us to stay at, that his friend owns or something like that. And I was like, we don't want to stay here. Like, it's too far away from the main part of Cairo. And then he took us back to the hotel we were going to stay at. And so we stayed there. And that ended up being completely fine. Like, there was nothing wrong with it. But
well, reason why I say you skipped the part.
What part?
Is the driving, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all, this is so
traumatizing.
Man, look, it was such a big deal. This is the reason why I say I want to talk about it. If you've never been to any place where they drive like Mario Kart in real life, Egypt drivers, y'all, I respect y'all because y'all can do it without crashing. Yeah. I don't know how.
I don't know either.
But if you any bit afraid of other people driving, this is gonna be your worst nightmare.
Papa Zanny before you go.
You're gonna have to. Man, I was on edge.
Yeah.
I was on edge the whole time. Every time we drove somewhere. This one day, this dude gonna say, he was like, I'll just relax. Yeah. I'm Egyptian. He's like, I'm Egyptian. In my head, I was like, my boy, that's the problem. Like that's why I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Oh my God, y'all! So that right there, that threw me off because we left the airport, fine.
Yeah.
We get in the car. When I knew they boxed out an ambulance.
I know.
I was like, bro, we ain't. This is different.
Listen, the city is huge.
Ain't no rules of the road.
There are none.
Not even.
But how old is this? How big is this city?
Shoot, well, they got 22 plus million, I believe.
Right, in a city.
In a city,
right? So like, imagine how crowded it is. Like, there is no. It's never quiet.
Hell no.
It's never. There's never, always noise. You know, like they say, New York is the city that never sleeps. No. Cairo
don't sleep.
Doesn't sleep.
Cairo don't sleep.
Lights
at all.
are always on. There's always something to do. Someone's always partying. Someone's always out.
It's always people in the streets driving. It's always people in the streets walking. Period. Yep. It is.
It's very lively. Yeah. So be prepared for that. The driving is scary when you're in it. But here's the thing. We didn't see anyone crash.
No, that's the wild part.
They're used to it. That's how they drive. Like if they suddenly enforced rules of the road, everyone would crash. You know what I mean?
How they don't crash that's literally a feed in itself right there. Yeah. That right there.
And so the Syria and Lebanon to me have a similar driving experience. I remember when we were young and my mom would take us there, and she would drive just like. They would drive because she lived in Syria for like 10 years. And so I've like been used to it my whole life. But I hadn't been to either Syria or Egypt or Lebanon in like a decade. So like I was also like, wow, this is actually intense. Yeah. But like never was I scared for my life. I don't think.
I
And they're like smaller cars and everything is just super fast.
Boy, yeah. it was sometimes I was like, boy.
I know that's something you should.
But that's something.
But like, don't try to check them because
let them do what they do. Anything, yeah. Let them do what they're gonna do. Because clearly they know what they're doing. You're not gonna crash somehow. I don't know, but you're not. So, aside from that, we did get to the hotel was nice.
Fancy.
What was the name of the hotel? The Ramses.
The Ramses.
Yeah, Hilton Ramses. Oh my, y'all! When I tell you, we was right on the Nile.
Right on the Nile.
Right on the Nile.
Like their restaurant was right like a balcony on the Nile. We went in September, and it was insanely hot during the day. Yeah. But at night on the river, it's cooler.
It's always cooler by the lake.
You can sit and you'll have dinner. They have drinks. They have hookahs or whatever, shisha, whatever you call it. And there's live music. It's
nice. It was
super chill.
Man, that was honestly for as much traveling as we did that day. Mm-hmm. I think we showered, right?
Yeah.
We all showered and then came back down and ate.
Yeah.
That was, first of all, the food was smacking there.
It was.
It was good. It's very good. And then I think in all of this happening, you know what I'm saying? The first thing we did was eat on the Nile River.
I know.
I was like, in my head, I was like, keep in mind, y'all, this is my first time overseas. I'm experiencing all this in real time as we go.
Yeah.
We are eating on the Nile River.
Right.
I'm looking across at Cairo, Giza.
Yeah.
And the pyramids. I'm looking. And
you can't see the pyramids from where we were.
They were lit up.
They were lit up.
They were lit up.
That's true. You can see them from the balcony of the hotel room.
Yeah.
So like if you're up in the balcony, you can see them lit up.
Man, I was honestly, that first moment of sitting down and walking around the hotel, I was like, dude, this is
and it was very like a very extravagant hotel looking, but it was very inexpensive. Like I think maybe for 4 nights it was like $150, maybe $200. Like it wasn't. I'm telling you, the financial status of the city. Think of like Greece a few years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know if people are familiar with like the financial situation in Greece or the economic situation. I mean, and how everything was like dirt cheap because inflation was insane and like stuff. So it's similar to that. It's a struggle bus, but if you are traveling, you benefit from that. Unfortunately,
it was. Now here's something else that you need to know. Reason why I said I'm not packing certain things. Y'all, we went over there. This is our first time traveling like this, right? So we took the Rodecaster, our podcast set up. We took both mics. We took, we had the cords.
We basically packed our studio.
We packed the studio up and went over there thinking that it's going to be all sweet. First lesson.
I knew it wasn't going to be all sweet. I knew we were going to get stopped at customs. And so we prefaced, be patient because they're going to go through all our stuff.
Man, they took, because I was carrying all the shit.
Yeah.
everything got and I was like, bro, this. At one point, it was getting kind of annoying, but I wasn't like frustrated. I mean, it's their rules.
And
I
would say, like, don't get frustrated with them, because if you do,
they're gonna see
they're gonna take your shit.
Yeah,
they're literally gonna take your shit. They could seize it.
Yeah, so you know what I mean, you gotta have a cool mind, you know what I mean, like cool head, be level, because you're gonna get that. I had no clue, y'all. When I tell you, every doorway we stepped through, they got metal detectors and all kind of like stuff that they just checking out for bags and things like that. It took me a little bit longer than everybody, and it wasn't like too long, but like sometimes you had to, you know, unpack everything.
And it helped that we like spoke Arabic, so we were there trying to, so like, just
know that. And that's one thing that's, if you watch YouTube videos, if you watch anything, the people will tell you, man, that was rough, because like you go up in there, you getting everything checked, and if you don't know, that's why we're doing this podcast, kind of help you out, man. Like honestly, Egypt is one of those places. Yes, you want to take pictures, and they know that. You know, take a picture, but you can't.
There's no problem with the camera.
Yeah.
The problem is with the sound recording equipment.
Well, I couldn't take video certain places of pointing up at the flag. Remember, I was taking pictures of the flag, and right there, they was like, "What are you taking pictures of that for?" Video. Yeah. And I was like,
mind you, keep in mind, like, Israel is right across the water. Yeah. Like, it is, so they are very cautious of everything that's happening, and they had a civil war like not long ago. So, you know, it's very, like, you have to be mindful of the places that you're going, and that, like, you're not in the States. Yeah. So, you're just not in the States. You can't behave like you are. So they don't give a fuck.
So everywhere we went, y'all, just know that I had my bags checked. Start getting smarter. And start traveling light. At one point, I think I just had my camera just on me, and then didn't even bring that because they had the zoom. It was sometimes I was like, let me just leave this shit at home.
Let's talk about fun shit now.
That's why I want to get that out the way, so that because like this happened literally every stop, y'all. Yeah, and the fun shit. So
nothing we did was not fun.
Yeah, right.
Everything we did was an amazing experience. I think I want to start off with the pyramids.
Let's go.
Because that was the first day. Dario was like, I want to go to the pyramids the first day. I just want to do it. We're like, fine, let's do it. So the easiest way to travel to the pyramids, if you think of Cairo, technically the pyramids are in Giza, which is across the river, right? So
if you stand on that side of the river.
Well, you have to stay on that side of the river. There's no way for you to stay on that side.
That's true.
The burial of the ancient Egyptians did not happen in the main city that they lived in. They buried outside of the city, and so that's why the pyramids are outside. And so Uber in Egypt, I don't think we would take public transportation. There isn't like a super reliable transit system. That it's such a large city, it take you forever. So Uber is extremely cheap. I think it costs like $3 for us to take a 40-minute Uber to the pyramids. Yep. And the only reason it took us 40 minutes was because we left maybe at like 10, 11, or like 9 maybe. It was people were going to work, so it was like a lot more cars, so we took the Uber there. The thing with taking an Uber is they drop you off at the gate entrance, and then you have to walk.
Man, that drive up though,
because otherwise they have to pay for a permit pass, and they don't want to do that.
Yeah, that drive up, y'all. When I tell you the most majestic drive, seeing those pyramids as they get closer to you, I'm geeking out, man, because like this is the pyramids, and we ain't talking about no normal structure. This is the pyramids, and like seeing them, like as you driving up to it, y'all. Man, I was in awe. I had the camera going, it's shaking and shit. I'm just looking at the pyramids, oh my god! It feel like you literally going in the ancient place, like you just going in the ancient time. It was that view.
It's
etched into my mind.
You really can't explain it.
You can't.
Because you think they're a certain size, and then you go there and you're like, they are a bajillion times bigger than I thought they were.
That's what she said.
You know, and like
go see a doctor.
Like it's right. I mean, like we get up there and so anyway, we get in, right? Again, I got stopped. Okay, I got stopped. She took my microphone, right? Just the microphone, y'all. It was the shotgun microphone. It
was fuzzy. It looked sus. They were like,
nah.
We can hold it for you.
And I was like, what? So we hold it. Keep that in mind, okay? Just remember that. We'll come back to that. But we go in, and
the first thing you see is the Sphinx.
Yes.
So like as you walk in, the Sphinx is right there, and again, super huge. It's a you can't get super close to it because they're still excavating around it, but you are close enough that you can take a picture and it feels like you're right there.
Yeah.
And it is super majestic,
gorgeous. I mean, like
wow.
You see it, you like, man, look, this is old, and that used to be buried.
Right.
That's the insane part.
Yeah.
And right behind it, the Great Pyramid.
Yeah.
And you just looking at both of these things like,
3.
What?
Yeah.
Like, what is going? Like, I honestly, I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that I'm in Egypt and I'm standing in front of the pyramids and Sphinx right now. Like, the whole time I was just in a blur. I'm just like, my head is just foggy. Like, what the hell? Like, like an idol of mine that I'm looking at right now. And we walking in there is tough.
It's hot.
It's hot, y'all.
Yeah.
First thing I did, I got a wrap. I got the turban on my head.
As you walk up to the pyramid, so once you pass the Sphinx and you start to walk up the pyramids, there's like people selling things in tents and stuff, like like knickknacks and stuff, and they sell like hats and head wraps cool stuff, and like little pyramids and artifacts and
sarcophagi.
Yeah. So Dario got a head wrap. I got a hat. We got some knickknacky things.
Get the head wrap. We said this.
You think it's gonna make you hotter, but it's not.
It's not.
It's gonna protect your head from a sun
beating your ass. Yeah. That sun's gonna be kicking your ass. Get the hair wrap. I don't care who he is. Just get it.
Because then think of like if you get too hot, you could just spill water on your head and that'll cool you down instantly.
Yes, and you put it in the little hair wrap. Let that thing soak up, man. Yeah. You good. You are good. And it was.
You need it.
You need it. Honestly.
Yeah. And then don't wear anything that is like don't wear shorts. Don't wear because you'll get sunburned. So like I would say same thing as Petra, loose long garments are probably your best bet.
Yeah, you're gonna get ate up.
Yeah.
You are gonna get ate up. Yeah. Promise you that.
Yeah.
It was though. We made our way, y'all.
Yeah. Well, we started to make our way, and then we had this man on a horse that followed us all the way asking if we need a ride. And at one point my mom was like, you're literally ruining the experience. Yeah. Like, please get away from us. Like, we are good. Yeah. And she's like, she was talking about Dario. She's like, he's here for the first time. This is his first experience to see the pyramids. Like, you're ruining it. Yeah. And he was like, why? This is how I make my money. Like, what do you want me to do? And she was like, but we've said no multiple times. So like, you will experience that. Yeah. People will keep asking and offering and offering and offering, and you could just say no, and eventually they will leave you alone. Try not to be rude and kind of be understanding that they're like going through it, and this is their only way to feed their families.
That's fair. Yeah.
But it is annoying.
It was annoying. You know what? Like, I think. And everybody's different, I was a bit more understanding and compassionate, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think anytime I'm going someplace that ain't my country, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially they ain't my country, I'm a little bit more understanding. But I know some people out there, y'all gonna be like, this shit is annoying.
Yeah.
Just keep a level head. That's all I can tell you. I mean, I can't tell you how to feel, but just keep a level head is all I can say, because that did get annoying. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm still walking up towards. We still
had a great time. I don't think it ruined the experience for us.
It didn't. I know it didn't. But as we were getting close, we started walking
up to the Great Pyramid.
Actually, we walked to the Middle Pyramid.
Yeah, we passed it and went to the big one.
Yes, and then once we get there, man. So you buy the ticket. So we encourage you to get the ticket, the pass that allows you to go into the pyramid. I think what happened was we didn't get we got 2 of the tickets and didn't get a third. So you said, I'm going to sit down anyway.
Well, I didn't want to go inside the pyramid anyway. Yeah. But so at the entrance, they ask you, like, do you just want to see them or you want to go inside? And you can pay extra to go in the pyramid.
Yes.
Which, if you have a death wish, do that.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, but it is not for the weak.
Well, let me explain. So, y'all, I went in the pyramid. Of course, this is my first time going. I'm definitely going in this pyramid. Story time. We go in the pyramid. I'm walking up to the pyramid. First of all, you got to climb up the side of the damn pyramid.
These bricks or rocks or stones are your height.
Yeah, right. The bricks is as tall as you, so you are literally climbing up. Now, here, keep this in mind too. You climbing up. Some parts got little steps. Well, it's not steps, but like the little edging, so you can you're not gonna fall off. The other times, your ass is climbing up the side of a pyramid to get in. When you finally get in, I like wanted to kiss the ground because I'm like, that's kind of scary.
Don't do that. Don't.
I know, I absolutely not. I was like kind of nervous. You look down. I'm looking down at Sarah. She is small as an ant. I'm like, I'm way the hell up. Me and Sarah mama just way up here. But Sarah,
my mom was like 4'11".
Right.
You can't see her.
Man, for real. And so at first she wasn't gonna come up in there. She was because we ran into the ticket issue down there, and
my mom was like, "You go." I was like, "No, I don't want to go."
But like when we were there, she ran into issue too.
Yeah.
And so they just eventually let her in. Y'all, I go in the pyramid, and I got footage of me going in the pyramid. I'm just gonna play it for y'all right now.
Play the audio.
I'm just gonna play the audio. We got a series of things. We just gonna play. Right now, I'm walking inside the pyramid. I'm inside this bad boy. That's crazy. Okay, let's get it. Now that's look. We're going on a little journey here, y'all. Hey, let me tell you something. If you afraid of close quarters, don't come inside this bad boy. It's tight, this mother. Yes. Hey, I got you. Yay! Look, Mama Sarah coming.
Dario's like running up the stairs. My mom was like, "Can you wait?"
Yeah, man. Look, cause I didn't know. I was all the way up there, man. Like, and this is going up, y'all. We got to go up this. I don't know how the Egyptians did this.
And this is not like a passageway. This is an uphill ladder,
y'all.
It's like a ladder on a steep incline. I would not recommend it if you are going during the summer, if you are scared of closed quarters, if you have any breathing issues, if you are, like if your shoulders, if you got a big back, just don't do it.
You got a big back.
Just don't do it. It's not fun.
Y'all, I don't know what this one is, but one of these times, I'm just like, we did the first leg. It's hot as hell in here. Ooh, yeah, it's hot. It's hot. And we going all the way to the top. Let me show y'all.
And mind you, Dario is an athlete, and he is out of breath.
I'm out of breath.
So
I'm out of breath. There's a part, y'all, that when you walking up this thing, and there's more video. We're not gonna do it. I'm not gonna play all that, but you get the picture.
Yeah.
There's a part when you inside this pyramid. It is balls hot. I mean, like you.
Yeah, I mean, it was 100 degrees outside. It was like 130 inside.
Man, the hot don't explain it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then you get to like little plateau, but you got to go up further, and it's even smaller than when you was coming up there. You again get to another little plateau where you got to duck under this like rock because keep in mind, I don't know if y'all know about the pyramids, but the pyramids on the inside was all booby traps.
Yeah.
Because it's a burial tomb, and so they wanted to keep.
They didn't want the stuff to be stolen.
Yeah. So everything you're
meant to get lost.
You meant to get lost and killed. Really, matter of fact, they got the section when you walking up, where you got to scoot off to the side. You see the part where a big ass boulder. If somebody was to get in there, if you move something, it was gonna slide down. It was gonna kill you. You see that? It's right there next to you. You get up. You got to crawl under then. Another like big rock that's like hanging down. Horrible. Then you get in there, and when you get in there, this is what you get. Empty tomb right here. It's nothing but an empty tomb. They took the body. They took the body. Yeah, like I did.
It's a coffin, not a tomb. I mean, alternatively, another area that has pyramids that I would encourage you to go in is Saqqara. Saqqara is further away from Cairo. It's a nice drive. Mm-hmm. And what we did is we found a driver, like an Uber driver. We kind of made a deal with him. Like he spends the day with us, driving us to multiple locations, and we would pay him some amount. And we paid him like $100, and he drove us around for like 12 hours. Like it was insane. But he took us to Saqqara, and he stayed with us. He got us a private tour, like everything. He kind of took care of us.
And so that you'll know, fun fact about Saqqara. Saqqara is the home of the very first pyramid ever built. Ever
in
built.
Existence.
Yes.
But the only way I would say do that, the only reason I felt comfortable doing that was one, because we spoke Arabic, and two, because we had Dario. And like I wouldn't do that if it was just like my mother and I traveling alone. Like I would not have done that. Trusted like someone to take us. Not that anything was going to happen, but it just felt safer having Dario there. So like this is not something I would recommend doing if you're traveling by yourself or
because basically
you're in a patriarchal country again.
Yeah.
Like remember that, you know what I mean? Like as a woman, it's not that you're not going to be safe, but like trusting a stranger like that, I wouldn't do that shit in the States either. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't have someone in the States take me around.
We were fortunate enough to get a very, very nice dude.
He was very nice.
He was super nice.
Yeah. And they're required to share their IDs with you. Like, you know, they have to show you that information's on their dashboard. So like I don't want to like not encourage you to like experience things, but I would just say have a level of caution that you would in any major city.
Now Sakar, now the fun part, y'all.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was so beautiful.
Man, and so this is the land of the first pyramid. And matter of fact, Egypt has like almost 100 pyramids, just so some context, right? And this being the first one, y'all, you walk up to it. It's the step pyramid.
Yeah.
If you want to like look it up and Google it, it's called known as the step pyramid.
Yep.
Before you go in there, you walk around the whole area. The whole area is like
tombs.
Yeah. Filled, and they like jail cells. Yeah. Some of them were
so opulent that it was like gold in stone. Like it was just mind blowing. And princesses were buried there, princes, kings, and
man,
it's really cool.
All kind of names is just buried there. Also, they had a school where they taught people, you know, was on that like land site.
People lived there.
Yeah, and this is mind you, this is all the land around the main pyramid, right? And it just so we also had, not only did that tour guide take us around, but then we had a guy who was security on the premises came and was like, he had an AK on his back and everything. He was not messing around. You tried if you want to. I didn't. He was walking around and he took us really cool and was like, hey, let me show you some more cool stuff. So he also took us and explained some of the tombs that we got, that we were like walking through and seeing. Yeah. He was breaking
telling
it
us
down.
The stories of like who the people were and like all that stuff. And to be honest, I was like verifying it through research as he was telling us, and he checked out.
Yeah, he was. I'm glad you did. I knew you was doing it. It was because at first we were just walking and I'm just hearing, I don't know, none of the language. Sarah's the only one that's speaking from our group, and her mama, of course. But we like walking around. He gave us nuggets, y'all. Y'all can only be so lucky if you go there and you get a dude.
And they are there. You can ask, be like, hey, is there someone that can like give us a tour? And they will give you a tour for like $10. Like I'm not even joking.
It's nothing.
And sometimes it's worth it because like there's nothing. There are some stuff that are written down. This is being excavated by a French company, so a lot of the a lot of it isn't done yet. So there's areas you can go, areas you can't go. Some stuff is labeled, some of it isn't. But then we went into the pyramid, and this one was so wild because you go in and the temperature drops like 40 degrees
at least. I mean,
it's
like
breezy,
breath of fresh air, literally.
Oh my God, it was. I was like, let's stay here. Like, it was amazing.
It was. And then while you're in there, it's a pyramid.
Marble and like it's gorgeous.
You get to the end of the part where you can walk, and y'all, there's like a 300-foot drop.
Yeah,
straight down into the earth.
Correct.
That's how large this pyramid is.
Yeah.
Not only, I'm not talking about up.
I don't know how tall it is. Yeah. I can't even tell you.
We couldn't even tell you. It goes up forever. But that down?
Oh, you can't see the bottom.
You fall, it's a wrap for you, big dog. Yeah. You might as well stay there with King Tut.
I mean, you're gonna have to.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Ain't no choice. You there. And like
also King Tut wasn't buried there.
Yeah, I know that. I know. But man, look, y'all, it was just a sight to see. But that's not the only thing in Saqqara that you can see. When you walk around outside of that, because like, of course,
it's a huge city.
You need a car.
You need a car.
You need a car to go, right? So we went, y'all. I had no clue about this, y'all. I had no clue. They have a burial site because they used to also bury.
It's like catacombs, basically.
Yeah. They used to bury the animals too,
right?
In elaborate tombs, just as elaborate as the pharaohs and the kings and all the people.
Yep.
And
they used to make these huge stone tombs.
Yeah.
They're not really they're not caskets. I can't describe what they. It's not a sarcophagus either.
But it's like
think of like a 5 foot by 10 foot stone rectangle with a lid.
Okay? 5 tons.
And it weighs
the lid. I mean, the lid.
I don't know how they moved it in there. I don't know how, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how they got it in there.
And that's what they were saying. So you can see all this. It's like 10 of them up in there. You just walking through, maybe more. Maybe more, yeah. You just walking through. He showed us one, and he was like, it was moved to the side, so somebody stole, and I'm looking, who
moved it?
But you can see, here's the thing. They got it still set right there. You can see how whoever did it lifted it with a piece of wood, just kept wedging it into moving like that slowly. It had to take them forever. Yeah. Had to take them forever.
And then they like robbed the tomb that was in. But yeah, Saqqara is definitely a must go. I would say a lot of people skip it, but if you can make it out there, it is absolutely a gem.
Yeah.
And then after that, we spent a ton of time in museums. We went to 2 different museums that are main ones in Egypt. The first museum is the Museum of National History, and that is the largest one. And there's so much stuff in there that it is basically just like on shelves. Like you just go, like you could literally pick it up and look at it. Like there's so much.
Bro, when I tell you, you are literally walking. They got hieroglyphs in. Like so imagine wherever
get a tour guide for that one. I regret that we didn't.
Here's how do I explain it? So imagine wherever you are and wherever you live, you go to the museum there, right? Got some cool shit there, I'm sure. It's got some historic stuff. You're like, wow, that's crazy. Going to Egypt and seeing this, their version of cool stuff is hieroglyphs of ancient stuff just sitting right here. Tombs.
Literally. Do you know the Rosetta Stone, which is the stone that they use to translate from like the different languages, is there? You could go see it.
You can a part of it. A part of it. You can go touch it. You can touch it.
I mean, don't.
You're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to touch anything. Anything. But people are disrespectful.
Yeah. I mean,
you're gonna be tempted because it's open.
Yeah.
But like, please don't.
Not only that, but like how those tall statues of like kings and pharaohs and things like
They're
that.
All there.
Bro, they got 2 big, like 10-story tall, statues just inside the museum.
They have doors of these were like false doors.
Yeah.
To tombs, and they're all there. You see all they're like and it takes you through all of the centuries.
Yes.
Or all of the entire existence of pharaohs.
Yeah.
Like from the beginning.
Yep.
And it takes you through the years. I would say they have before the entrance, like where you buy the ticket, there are people offering tours and they're wearing badges, so it's like an official tour guide for the museum. Yep. I really regret that we didn't get one because I feel like we missed a lot of the information.
For sure.
You can read it. There's a lot of reading, but like, do you want to read that much? I don't know.
Right. We tried to hang close by.
We did. There was one tour guide that was like really dropping nuggets, and I was like, let's just stay, because he was giving the tour in English. But they give it in all languages, and you can get the tour in Arabic and English and French and German and whatever. So,
it was. I mean, honestly,
incredible.
That was good. But then
the other museum we went to is their new museum, which you might have seen when they transported the bodies of the
parade of pharaohs,
the parade of pharaohs, to this new museum, and it had just recently opened.
Yes,
and that one
we went like a month after that.
Oh my god, it's only been open for a couple years.
Yes,
and that museum, first of all, you cannot talk, you cannot take pictures.
Well, in the pharaoh part,
right, which is the main part. Like, that's what you're there to see. You're there to see the pharaohs. You go down and you enter. They have cameras everywhere. They are watching you. The
Security
one girl, this one little girl, not little girl.
She was a woman.
She was a woman.
Yeah.
She took a picture, and I hear the guy in his ear. He's like, "Which one? The blonde?" And he goes and he taps her on her shoulder, and he goes, "Let me see your phone."
He pulled up to your mom first.
Yeah, he thought it was my mom, and he was like the blonde. And so he went up to the lady, and he's like, "Let me see your phone." And she was like, "I didn't take a picture." She's like, "You delete it." Like, you're literally not allowed to take pictures.
Yeah.
Like, do not try to be slick. They will kick you out. You will not get to just be in it.
Be in it. And
you can't talk, by the way. Out of respect, because you're around dead bodies.
Their resting place. So like, this is their
final resting place.
Y'all, when I tell you, you are going through every pharaoh that they have found, except for King Tut. He is still in his burial spot.
Well, we saw King Tut at the other museum.
Well, we saw his stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still in Luxor, the Valley of the Kings. But you are going through Ramses the first, second, third, Hatshepsut.
Yeah.
You're going through, all of them.
They're all there.
It is and all the stuff that they had with them.
Yep.
You could see the hair on Ramses.
Teeth, hair.
You could see them.
Everything.
They're small, tiny people. I was what? Y'all, I don't know if I've had my mind blown like this. That was probably the most mind-blown thing I've ever seen. Yeah. Ever. Like pyramids, and this was after the pyramids. I was like, okay, the pyramids is nuts, right? But then I don't know, it's something about seeing all these pharaohs unwrapped. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
In their, state that they got buried in. You could see to the point they had where the knife might have slit the throat of one of the pharaohs, or how it went in their heart, or the feet, how old boy must have died or something because he had something caught in his foot or something.
And you see that when you go up. So once you're done with the pharaoh section, you go up and it takes you through other parts of Egyptian history,
like
and
anthropology,
and it talks about the first surgery that was ever performed performed by a pharaoh, not a pharaoh, like the ancient Egyptians, the first amputation, the first
they got bones of the first person.
What is it called, like when you attach an artificial limb or something? What is that called?
A prosthetic.
The first prosthetic. They had a prosthetic toe. Dentistry. All these dentist tools. So these people were performing surgeries.
They were living.
And
they were moving.
It's mind blowing.
Honestly, that museum was I don't know how that's not consistently the greatest museum in the world.
Incredible.
You know what I mean? It is, and that's no disrespect to nothing here in Chicago.
Beautiful garden outside.
Beautiful.
Oh my God.
Beautiful garden.
Yeah.
And you overlook, so when you go out there, picturesque, you overlook everything in Egypt in that direction. I don't know which north, south, east, or west that was, but all I do know is that in the far distance you look, you see the pyramids. You
almost always see the pyramids.
Yeah, but
if there's no cloud or fog,
it never gets old.
I know. We didn't eat too much great food in Egypt. Egypt isn't known for its food cuisine, but we did go to one restaurant that was on top of a hill. In New Giza. New
Giza. Some context, y'all. We were driving around in a new city that they are literally building.
Yeah.
It's
still being built.
It's still being built. It was nothing but desert and a couple things. You had signs up of what it's going to be, and all they had was the dirt road that there was on with the signs that said New Giza. That's the fancier
part of the city.
Yeah,
New Giza. There are super fancy parts of Cairo if that's what you're into. If you want to do a luxury experience, you can definitely do that.
Go live.
Yeah,
go be out there with the people.
Yeah, for real.
Man, but that food was that was good.
That was good.
That was very good. We was hot as hell then. I think God was like, give me some more water. Give me as much water as you can give me.
You can humanly possibly give us.
But the view from sitting up there, we had to move. We had to sit in the shade. There was some bees around there, and we was like, please, let's get away from this plant. But let's sit and just, man.
It was so gorgeous.
The chill out was just perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my. Honestly, I don't know how people are not. You got to travel the world to have these experiences, y'all. You got to. This stuff is just. It's just amazing to see all this in real life.
And there's so much ancient shit to see in Egypt. It's kind of wild.
But we went to this old fortress, that castle fortress that was there. And they had it was like this city that was made to the police or something, there was, or what was that? And they had the mosque there. We had with this beautiful church on the inside, and then you stand on the edge, you can see the.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, so that one. So it wasn't for the police. This was
no. It was.
This was a.
You can go to the police.
At one point, I don't know, over 1,000 years ago, this was built. It's a fortress that was built in Cairo, and it was made to be where they did a lot of their military training.
Yeah.
And they had a church, but at the not a church, they had a mosque at the top, and it is the largest mosque in Cairo.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful.
Man, look, this was
oh my God.
That was the first mosque I've ever been in.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, like, because I know this because, out of respect, I know now you have to take your shoes off. But it wasn't my frame of mind. She was like, because I started to walk up and he was like, no. Take your shoes off.
Yeah, you have to take your shoes off.
And I was like...
And you have to be covering your shoulders, covering your legs.
Or they put something over you,
Yeah, they will not let you in.
But I was like, that was an experience right there. That's why I'll never forget. But it was, when I tell you, marble everywhere. We're like, what? This was gorgeous. Oh, my goodness.
It was beautiful. So that's, it's an alabaster mosque, and that's what it's known as. It's the Mosque of Muhammad Ali. Mm-hmm. And the citadel was Salah ad-Din. Salah ad-Din is, if you know anything about Arabic history or Islamic history, he is one of the main characters.
Main players, huh?
The minarets, which are the ones that announce prayer. So like 5 times a day, you will hear the call to prayer from the mosques, and those are called minarets. These are 270 feet high, which is way above the average height of one.
Huge.
Yeah.
It was huge.
It was built between 1830 and 1957. During it was commissioned by Muhammad Ali Pasha, who was the guy that was ruling Egypt at the time. But yeah, it's a beautiful mosque, definitely worth a visit. You can also get a tour guide there. There's a ton of like verified tour guides that can take you through it. We didn't get one. We just wanted to see the mosque and go inside.
Yeah.
But it was absolutely beautiful. Again, you have to be kind of quiet. People are in prayer. And it's just definitely
gorgeous.
Worth a visit,
Like, honestly, it was one of those things where I'm just like, man, you see things for the first time and and again, prefaces again at the beginning, I haven't seen this stuff. Yeah. So I'm being wowed like none other at this point.
The other thing that was also amazing that we went to, these 2 things are the entertainment pieces that we did, which I don't usually have the energy to go out at night when we travel because we do so much during the day. Yep. But I wanted to do those 2 things. The one was the market that we went to. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Khalili. It is one of the oldest markets, and it is huge. Yes. Like, I say market, but this place it's not a regular market. You walk in through a door, and then it's just like alley after alley after alley of these stores that have been there forever. There's cafes, there's restaurants, there's all of these it was. I don't know. For me, it was an incredible experience. What do you think?
Look, not incredible. Don't even describe it. This was one of those things where, man, it was wild just to go see all this stuff, man. Like, they had some of everything. You think it, you can get it. And literally. Then even if you like kind of walk off the main busy beaten path, is where we saw this. There's this bookshop that I wanted to go to because I wanted to get papyrus. I didn't even tell the story about after we left, but I will get to it. Papyrus.
There's a book binder that makes these notebooks out of papyrus. He is one of the few left in the city of Cairo, and he's the oldest book binder in Cairo.
Yo, I had to get papyrus, y'all. I had to get papyrus. Now, it was, and I still got the book. It was dope. I took the only papyrus book that they had for binding and type, so it got snowflakes on it. But so I kept it. It's all good. I love it. But back to the pyramids. So the first pyramid is where the Great Pyramid is. Outside of that, something that you need to do is go to the Papyrus Museum.
Yeah, it's part of your ticket.
It's part of your ticket.
So you don't need to buy a separate ticket for it. You just go.
You have to go because not only can you get your name on the, what are they called? The cartouches.
Yeah, cartouche.
You can get your name created, from there, which is dope. You see them with the papyrus and putting it together. They show you
how you make papyrus.
Yeah, and then they show you how to make it, and then you can get it printed. Oh, you know what I mean? Like it is so dope right outside there because papyrus got a dope ass story. It's the first paper ever. You know what I mean?
And
in the world.
That plant only grows along the Nile.
Yes,
so
gorgeous.
It's super unique.
Now here's the thing, y'all. When we left the pyramids, right? I had to get my microphone back.
Yeah.
I had to get my microphone back. So time to go get my microphone. I go to her. I'm like, hey, you holding my microphone? Let me get it back. She goes, look for it. She found it. And she brought the hand to me. She pulled it back. And then goes, in English, she goes, something for me? I was like, I know you ain't about to hustle me for my own goddamn... Man,
she wanted a tip for holding his mic.
Look, bro, so I didn't even want to argue. I was hot. I was like,
you gave her was like $1, basically.
50 cents. I think we did it. It was so I gave her the equivalent of 50 cents, which I think was like $20 or their currency.
Pounds.
Pound, So it wasn't a lot, you know what I mean? But it was just the principle. It was the principle. I was like,
they're hustlers, baby.
I looked at her and I was like,
she said, hustle don't sleep.
Hey, also, I wasn't gonna say nothing. Playboy had his little hand on his hip, and I was like, look, I don't want no smoke.
They would never.
Yeah, they would never. Yeah. But you never know.
Yeah, but what's funny is what we took from the gate to the Papyrus Museum was we got in this carriage with a horse, and the carriage only fit 2 people. So my mom and I sat in the carriage, and Dario sat next to the guy driving the horse.
Your boy was on the outside hanging booty,
and mind you. This is like on a main street.
Yes, main street.
Cars and everything.
Horse ass all in my face. Booty cheek hanging off.
But anyway, back to Khan Khalili. So did you know that Khan Khalili was built in 1382?
What?
1382.
1382. Yeah. And it's busting.
It's wow. Crazy.
17 centuries later. 7 centuries later. 17 was wrong with me. Yeah, 7 centuries.
It's such a perfect spot to get pictures. We went into one of the more popular cafes in there. Dario got serenaded by the band. Hey. When I say band, they play traditional Arabic instruments. Mm-hmm. So they're mostly string instruments and air,
yeah,
like flutes and stuff like that. But
hey, this was the first time I felt like, and I was like, bro, I could be a vibe. Over the world. All over the world, I could be a vibe. Yeah. Because out of all this places packed in there.
Yeah.
Out of all the people, they start messing with me.
Literally.
They start rocking with your boy, and I was in the mix. Hey, look, I could party anywhere in this world. I don't care what they say. Somebody be like, all right, okay. Pull up.
Okay.
No, but
but yeah, we had a great time in that market. Also, look for mango. Mango in Egypt is like the best fruit to have. We went to one of the oldest mango juice places, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
But the other fun thing we did was we took a Nile River dinner tour, and the dinner was that food was good. It was decent, but it was beautiful.
Party.
Like it is a party. There's a belly dancer. There's a guy dancing with a skirt. It's like a really large skirt that they twirl, and it's super
LED
old.
lights on it.
Yeah, it's a super old traditional Arabic dance. And so they do that, and then they pulled people into the dance floor, and people were dancing. There was a live DJ. It's just a vibe.
It's a big vibe,
and it was so fun.
Yes, I mean honestly, that was one of the more. That was. I
think Dario has a video of me dancing with the guy, so we might post it check on our Instagram throughout this week, and next week you might see it. But
yeah, I did not expect for it to be fun. As fun as it was. Yeah. Y'all, I had an absolute blast. Yeah. Just like
one thing about Egyptians, they go and party.
Go party.
They go and party.
Because after a while, once we stopped eating, man, everybody was on their feet.
Everybody was up.
Everybody was up, man.
Yeah, and like belly dancers are so common. Like she was going crazy.
Yeah, she did not care.
Yeah,
she was on her level,
doing her job.
Yeah, she was doing her job.
Yeah. She was so nice.
It was very fun. It was dope to see her in her element. But what was really cool again, y'all, just again. We walked up to the outside the boat and just kind of looked at
the river.
The river going, y'all. The feeling of just being on the Nile River.
It's crazy.
And just
such a large river. Also, don't jump in the river.
People do that?
Yes. There's alligators and shit and snakes.
There's alligators? Yeah, I don't know.
Don't jump in the river.
Yeah.
Okay? Just don't do it. You'll die.
Yeah. And almost immediately.
But
I don't know. I'm too stuck looking at all the other shit. Man, this is, I don't know.
It's a big city.
That being the first time, overseas, and the first thing I'm doing in another country, my first time, I think I was just like, life is beautiful. Because
you were introspective as hell, huh?
Because it was my first, thing that I research outside of, the United States, just I'm like, this is just gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm actually here in the land that I've researched so much. Right. I knew so much already going into it. Yeah. But no matter how much going there to Egypt, just it don't. I don't know what I'm saying, but I think y'all get it. Like it's that amazing. Yes, it's just that amazing, man. Like
so good.
I recommend my honest thought though is you have to be a traveler. We talked about this as we were driving around. You have to be a traveler to really be okay with Egypt, because Egypt, some people,
it's not a good first country.
Some people can go there and be like, nah, this is whack. And other people can go there and be like, you're going to be like, wow, it's a different experience, but it's fun as hell. And it's very dope. A lot of history.
Yeah, a ton of history.
In
like
Cairo.
Museums everywhere. You could walk and you trip and you fall into a museum. Man. Like it is so much to see. There's so much to do. Food was mediocre. We did get food poisoning on the last day. We did. Yep. Dario just continued to shit his pants.
Stop your boy.
But we did have medicine, so we were good.
that was
his little baby ass stomach. Ooh. His little American stomach couldn't handle it. But I mean, it was such a fun experience. Mm-hmm. Definitely recommend it. I would say it's a good group travel city.
Yes.
Because it's so large and you just want to make sure. And you can also, this is another city where you can just get a temporary SIM card. We did Vodafone.
Yep.
And we were good the whole time.
We were good. Yeah, we were good.
All right. Well, that's all, folks. Damn, is that Disney? We can't say that.
No. That's the cartoons.
Looney Tunes, yeah. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone you love. It's the best way to support us. And check back next week for a new destination, baby.
Yeah, buddy, man. We appreciate y'all. Cairo, we love you.
Thanks for rocking with us.
Yeah, buddy. Till next time.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, please consider rating and leaving a review.
And if you could, please follow us on all social medias at Traveling Wild POC.
And if you'd like to suggest a destination, we can't promise that we'll go, but you can email us at media@77, that's the number 77, flavorsshy, CHI for Chicago.com.
And we can tell you one thing, we will be going next week, so get ready for takeoff. Another dope episode. We'll see you then. Peace.